We are live, guys. It's been a long time that we haven't had a great setup like this one, so it took some time for us. Sorry we had to make some change, but I'm really happy to be here. It's going to be a fun time that we're going to go through an hour to answer all the questions that you actually all did, which is amazing. We received over, I think so, 200 questions.
We are live,
And
guys.
there's
It's been a
still a lot of different questions that are still coming. If you have anyone, just go on the chat and please post it. I will have a look at it and hopefully I'll be able to answer them as good as possible. And another thing is the last AMA actually as well of the year, which makes a really cool thing. I'm really excited about this. I just want to see who's in the room right now. GM, really happy to see you like always. Sissy June, love you very much. Multiverse Dragon Ball, always cool to see you. Alejandro, always awesome as well. Momat, thank you so much for being there. Alan, my man's radio, RS Coins, Dance, Julian, so many people. Virginia, I love you. Frankie Spencer, Gerald, awesome to have you. Danielle, so cool to have you too. Siat, Dead Champion, Victor, a lot of different people is here. It's really, really cool. Thank you so much to recognize all these awesome names, people that been supporting us since the beginning of day one. Even before ICO. So yeah, it's really heartwarming to see all of you guys here. And yeah, I think so. We're gonna dig into this. There's some special Christmas presents for all of you. So I think so. We're gonna attack maybe the most, let's say, not boring, but the most, let's say, compassionate questions that you guys had, which was really regarding corporate governance. If that's okay, I think so. A lot of people were concerned about essentially how have we been managing our ICO since 2017 in terms of governance. And when we talk about governance, obviously numbers cares a lot, regulation cares a lot, which is very important. And I think so, which is very important as well with that is treasury management. And I mean, numbers speak for themselves, right? There's something I just wanna express as well is that all these these different numbers you're seeing, we're gonna have a great report that we'll be sending to all the token holders. It'll be talking about essentially a little bit what you're seeing right now, and there's gonna have more things in the details to really make sure that 2020 SwissBorg is a new baby. It's 2017 was the creation, the beginning of everything, and creating this beautiful tribe that we have, and making sure that we all have this vision together, which is to reshape finance, to reshape new wealth management, making sure it's accessible to everyone, making sure that it's meaningful, and making sure it's fair. And I think so we all gather around this idea together to make something different, to really make an impact. And that's going to be obviously one of the big things that we're talking about in 2017. 2018 was more like setting up the teams, trying to figure out how to have a great governance model, and these numbers talk about it. 2019 was really about creating the best products, and 2020 now, baby, is to launch the beautiful products, the beautiful wealth app, to make sure that SwissBorg is a game changer. We visualized this for the last 3 years, and now this is talking. So so let's talk about a little bit these numbers, because a lot of questions about that. So we raised 50 million Swiss francs. You all know that. Those 50 million, if we haven't changed anything as of today, we only have 50 million left, which essentially means we would pretty much die, because obviously back then, the total market cap was at 850 billion. Today it's it's much shorter than that. Bitcoin was at 20,000. Now it's at 7,000. So, and Ether especially, that's where it hurt us the most, was at 1,400. Now 1,380, and now today it's in the north of 120, 130, I think, something like that. So we have been doing really strongly treasury management. So Marco, our CRO, and all the data team and investment team, be really looking forward to do the best strategies in order to preserve the capital that we raised, not to transform in fiat, but to preserve it. So there was a lot of different hedging strategies. We talked about this in the past. So just now to talk about what happened in terms of expense and what we have as cash remaining is that 2017, 2018, we spent roughly 9.5 million Swiss francs, so let's say $10 million roughly. That was to organize the entire ICO, the entire team in 2018, all, and paying all the 5% referral fees and all of that. So that's 2017, 2018. Up to this year, we're roughly close to 7 million francs. And what we're probably forecasting for next year is like 10%, essentially 10% or more burn rate per year, which means that next year would be, close to 8 million. We're more, I think so, in 7.5, 7.6. But Jeremy, our CFO, is always very conservative and rather, spend less and on the goal that he's fixing. And 2021, we need to ramp up. 2022 is really when you have to take off. So this amount of cash is that we have to burn more and more, and it's what we need to do. It's always spend diligently the cash that we have, and I think so. That's what we've been doing very seriously since day one. The cash runway, it's essentially we have 11 million. We have actually a little bit more. It's 11.2 million we have left. So that is enough sufficient capital until May to June 2021. That's essentially what we believe we have. The good news is that we're not on our sitting on our butts and thinking that we're not going to make revenue starting next year. As soon as the Wealth app will launch, this is when we're going to talk about making real serious revenues. So for the time being, we're still in a comfortable position, and there's always other ways as well. If ETH go back to 1,000, well, we have $15 million that goes back into our account. There's other ways as well, but what we're really promising is to deliver the best Wealth app, and with that, creating great revenues. Just looking at some of the comments here, it's really warming to see all you guys, you all talking together. So exactly, yeah, we've been doing clever chests at hedging. And hedging, and how does it work? Essentially is that you try to, with futures or with options, you try to essentially, as the community app, not go only up, but you as well down, and you bet on the scenario that's sometimes going down. That's what we're having right now. We have a bearish, measurement on BTC, so we've been hedging it for actually all our exposure at BTC right now. And that's what we've been doing for a long time, and it's a mix of, essentially it's a mix of, it's a mix of both. It's a mix of knowing the markets really well and understanding the markets. Like Marco, worked in hedge funds, has his own hedge fund manager for 12 years, myself and Anthony and Bastien and Hai and other people from the investment team. And then there's our algorithms as well, that like the Cyber Predictor, that tells us what type of trends, and all of that's based on combination of pattern recognition with a lot of technical analysis and some AI to it. So now in terms of community, we know that essentially through ICO we try to map now how we could project our beautiful CHSB. And the idea behind that is that today we have roughly 24,000 wallets, so more probably like in the north of 30,000 token holders, and we have as well 60,000 users that are on the community app. So does that mean all of these users will convert into the Wealth app and redeem their CHSB tokens? Well, maybe not everyone, but there's a fair amount. So as wallets, we define that we're roughly at 25,000 token holders. And for that, we've been pretty much trying to, let's say, scan the wealth in terms of ERC20 tokens that people have on their wallets. Like that, we didn't want to spy on you at all. It's just to understand more, not individually, but as a collective group, what is the wealth distribution that we have among our tribe, among our community. So we roughly figure out that we have over $100 million US, which is perfect because our target of next year is to have $100 million in terms of asset under management on the Wealth app. So not that we think that everyone's going to bring their entire wealth in the ERC20 token, but we hope so. And obviously there's Bitcoin and there's other protocols, so that's only ERC20 tokens. So based on that, this is the distribution. So roughly, you know, out of token holders, we have like, you know, 0.1%. So we have like, you know, 230 people have over than 500,000, then 0.9%, and 95% of it, 94% of it essentially has between 0 to 5,000 US dollars as of today on their wallet. So why are we doing this? It's to do projections, and projections is a great way, we believe, to essentially make sure that we could have targets and hopefully reach those goals. So for that, if we go to the next slide, which is, oh, sorry, maybe I want to put that. So this was the numbers I was just talking about, right? Again, the $23,000, 100 million here, as we see, and the projection we hope to have as token holders, 100,000 in 2020, thanks to the community app and people ramping up on through the Wealth app. And then 2021, we want to go to 250 and 400. And these were the numbers I just talked about earlier. If we go to the next slide. So if we go to the next slide, here we're trying to forecast essentially what is the CHSB. And the CHSB here is to understand essentially how can we forecast the potential price, and as well how can we potentially forecast as well the circulation, supply, and the behavior of the CHSB. And this has to be taken into consideration that this simulation is based on essentially the wealth of the ecosystem that we have within SwissBorg, but as well as how we'll be interacting with the Wealth app. So essentially, by doing this, the great thing that we believe is that how will we be able to burn tokens? A lot of people know that one of the utility that we'll have is that up to 20% of each revenue every month will be to buy back CHSB tokens and to burn them. Why are we doing that? Well, it's you know, Binance token has been doing that, and a lot of different other tokens. What you want is you want to have a buy pressure, and on the same time you reduce the supply. Well, that has obviously usually a great effect, which is that, you know, it essentially reduces the supply and essentially it inflates the price of the token. So what we're trying to do is that by doing that in the next 12 months during the Wealth app launch, we want to start by, well, based on the revenue we'll have, we'll start to buying back and burning these amounts of tokens. So first month, as we won't have so much revenues, you know, hopefully we will be starting to, you know, buy back maybe like in the north of 2-3 million per month. But then we steadily want to grow, and starting the 6th month, you know, the idea is to, as revenues are growing exponentially, we want to, you know, buy back more and burn even more. So by the end of the year of next year of the Wealth app, we hopefully will try to burn 30 million CHSB tokens. And you know, that's a great way to essentially make sure that the CHSB appreciates, and make sure that, you know, you guys that have been invested since day one, you get to a certain price, and we'll talk about the price right after. In terms of circulating supply as well, is that there's a big theme, as you guys know, staking. Staking is one of the big theme, and we believe that as ETH gives the proof of stake, and, you know, there's a lot of different products and projects already that are proof of stake. We believe that staking is something really interesting, and a lot of people have asked these questions: is, you know, how can we have passive earnings based on staking? So what are we going to do is that with staking, you're going to be able to have a lot of great service and products and features, and for that, free commission trading. Talk about that a little bit later. And we believe that the circulation of supply of CHSB will reduce. The idea here is that you want lock a certain amount of tokens in order to get essentially the power of staking on the CHSB. So we see that a circulating supply will actually obviously reduce by the time it's going, and obviously we believe that people will eventually adhere more and more to staking and buying CHSB, because they will need to have the different features that we're offering essentially through the Wealth app. With that taken into consideration, so by people that need to stake, the circulating supply, and as well the buying pressure and the burning pressure, we believe that whatever happens, and without market manipulation, without market, if it's bullish or bearish, regardless of that, we believe that the token in the next 12 months could appreciate over to pretty much 12 cents. And obviously this is, the green level as you see it here, it could change. This is a study. We're not saying it will be 12 cents by the end of 2020. It could be much more, it could be much less. That's regardless. But basically, the confidence level that we've built, which is a very strong one, 95%, means that there's a very high scenario, high chance that the token appreciates, and because there's a buying pressure and there's a staking as well model that goes with it. So essentially, we're very confident that the CHSB price will appreciate. But more importantly, the utilities that we want to bring to it will be greater and greater. I think so. Hopefully these answer all your questions. I hope this is going well. If there's anything else regarding CHSB, please just post it on YouTube right now, and I'll hopefully I will try to explain. So now utilities. This is a big news. This is something for a long time that we've pressurely really been looking forward to it. And by the way, just wanted to show this. By the way, this was one of the gifts by an amazing person, this beautiful Kryptonite CHSB token. Thank you so much for this. What are we going to have? So based on the staking, which is one of the really important factor I would say today, is that people that contributed during the ICO and have bought tokens, they will have a premium user on our platform. Premium user will bring a lot of different effects to it. We really want to make sure that our multi-utility token has the best membership rights. We really want to make sure that you guys, based on the fair amount of tokens that you bought, you didn't only buy it for pure speculation, not only because the philosophy is great, but we want to make sure that we reward you by you having the best services for free or discounted. So, which is really awesome about this one, and I'm super excited, is that you guys, from premium user, you'll have all commission free on Bitcoin and as well on CHSB. So essentially our order management system or smart engine, you could access it freely. You'll get spot rates with no commission, no fat spread, no bullshit. You will literally get everything, and not only for CHSB to Bitcoin, but as well fiat. So any fiat you guys have, you want to change it to Bitcoin, go back and forth in trading or not, this service is totally free for you guys. We'll have to tell us it's not for every CHSB token, but for people that have bought a certain amount, that'll be communicated in the future. So, and that will be a lifetime service, where essentially we really want to make sure that you guys, participate in the early days, and people that still and believe today in the project, you get fairly rewarded for that. We talked about the buyback burn, which is something really awesome too. Is, as I said earlier, 20% of the revenues generated for transaction fees will be to buy tokens back and then to burn them. We said about that. Voting rights, you already have those for the referendum. You'll be rewarded for that, which is why you earn rewards for contributing to the SwissBorg ecosystem that you guys know. There's the DEO, there's the referendums, and we'll be adding more cool stuff. And we want to always make sure that people that have that premium access really gets to have the best services for the index and first, and you get access to the betas of every product. and we'll be adding more and more utilities as things grow. So I hope that this is really exciting to help the CHSB tokens. I know a lot of you guys have been waiting for a long time. This is, for me, the best model we have chose so far, and I'm pretty sure that even sooner than I think so, the launch of the Wealth app, people will start to realize, like, okay, these guys are doing something serious. Let's definitely buy some CHSB tokens. So now, more into the questions itself. Distribution of CHSB. So Simon, so first, thanks Simon. Love about your question. You always give a lot of great questions, and I like the fact that it's not always like easy questions either. I like the challenging effect to it. I think so. It really makes me and everyone think a lot, and it gives us ideas. I think so. This is a great part about these questions. It's not only about love, because we should challenge ourselves sometimes. Distribution of CHSB between team partners and retail. Given the difficulty of the CHSB course, do you plan to postpone by blocking part of the founder's token for an initial period of time, Simon? So, as you guys know, we always thought about, we always expressed the idea of blocking our tokens for the first, is it 4 years or 5 years? Now I'm doubting. I think it was 4 years. I don't see any effects. I haven't seen any employee at SwissBorg selling their tokens. I don't think they will be trying to sell any tokens. What we do know now is that people need to stake a lot of tokens, so I don't see anyone selling. If we feel that there's some instability to the token or whatsoever in 1-2 years, and we feel that indeed, well, you know, we need to like lock them to make sure that we're not going to have like a buy and sell pressure. Yeah, maybe, but I don't see it, and I don't see any people from the founding team that want to sell their CHSB tokens for the time. So for the time, I would say we haven't thought about it. If we think that it's something that rather the community really thinks is important, or we feel is important, well, we could talk about it, and if it re-encourages people, yeah, I'm totally cool about, you know, locking my tokens. I'm here for the lifetime. I'm not here for just a small ride. So I'm very confident that the other founders, I mean Anthony and other people that were in early stage that received tokens will receive tokens, won't sell them. You can confirm you'll be burning CHSB with SwissBorg profits. Yeah, we talked about that. We'll see burning and our voting in 2020. Yes, we'll talk about that right after. Miguel and Simon again. When will the first buyback of burn happen? So I said it'll be probably every month, and as soon as we launch the Wealth app, as the first revenues will kick in, and yeah, first month. So N+1. Gael, very happy to thanks so much for the questions. It's always good to have you here as well. Will it be possible to hold stakes CHSB with Alpha by physical wallet and Trezor? Well, that's not a priority, to be honest. Again, if it happens that a lot of people really want to go into that, why not? I mean, like, that's totally possible. However, we seriously believe that our security, it's going to be very, very robust, and we'll talk about that a little bit later why. You think about, JM, man, I love you. Do you think about having interactive learning system where learners pay those lessons with CHSB? So we have like these interactive videos that Alex is doing a fantastic job of having that, not only Kryptonite, but in the Wealth app. And we wanted to unlock videos for people that are actually buying like Ether or CHSB whatsoever. I think so. Yes, it could be cool to unlock videos, but not really. I think so. I don't know. I'm not against it. I just think that making accessible everything, especially education, is something very strong, and it's really in our DNA. So, you know, paying them, I'm not too sure, but if there's a need for it, why not? Have you thought about service for borgers who enjoy passive income of CHSB? Are discussing partnerships lending? Yeah. Henry, very good one. Yep. So as you understood very well, Henry, that's a very good question. People are not into the 10x, 20x, 50x things. People are now into like the 7% yield, 8% yield, 20% yield, you know, per year. And that staking reward model works extremely well. It's, you know, it's really shown that it's not a security because it's not a passive dividend. It's actually for voting. So I think so. We definitely believe that's it. And that goes to the second question from Julian asked that has always as well great questions. Well, about ETH 2.0, like we'll have staking, right? And staking is a big part of it. And yeah, we will definitely find ways to reward people with staking. For the CHSB itself, we didn't see it as a yield, but more as usage of our platform. So it's not as a yield per se. However, the yield will be coming from the buyback from the revenues, and therefore the CHSB price will appreciate. So by depositing CHSB and staking this CHSB, you're not yielding, but you're getting access to services, which is in some way another way of revenue, and it as well keeps down the sell pressure, which makes probably the token appreciate much more. So ETH 2.0, like I don't know. I mean, I'm very happy to look at it and see how proof of stake will happen. Very excited about it. I mean, whether Ether's foundation, Ethereum's foundation, or consensus, all different dApps that are on it. Ether had some challenges in terms of governance, but as well as still a great lineup for next year. Hopefully that will happen. We're looking at very closely, and obviously, as Tezos or other different type of projects, we believe that staking is great and some yield on it is always good for the money, right? So looking forward to it. In the future, CHSB token will have its own blockchain. So we have the smart mandate. You guys remember from the white paper. That's still in our minds. Is not on our roadmap as of today, but we're still thinking obviously of it. And maybe then there's still a lot of great ideas. I mean, projects already. Cosmos doing a great job. There's Facebook. I mean, sorry, not Facebook, but shit, what's the name of it? Facebook's Libra, sorry, Calibra. The blockchain itself is really good. So there's a lot of projects there. I don't know if we necessarily need to fork one or create our own, but that is a possibility. We talked about this year if that would be in our roadmap. Nicolas, our CTO, said that it's too early to talk about this, and we'll look and see what happens next year. If your mother asks you, tell me again, should I buy CHSB and why, or should I wait until the Wealth app and buy them if needed at all? What should I answer? Just, well, that's a good question. Just, I mean, first thing, if your mom wants to buy CHSB token, you really have to look and make sure that she doesn't lose her private key. And yes, she should buy it. She should buy some, or you should buy it for her at least, and keep it. And 2 months, 2 years from now, buy her a house with it or something like that. I think you should. It's right now at a distressed level. We saw a big selling pressure in the last 6 months. A few people wanted to essentially sell their tokens for different reasons. And there's not so much selling pressure much anymore. And right now, this distress level, it's such a discounted price, which obviously it's there. And you just listen to what happened 5 minutes ago with all the staking power is going to have, utilities, with the existing wealth that is within our community, only about ERC20 tokens, and the amount of people that could then purchase it and can as well have the staking for having free transactions on fiat, Bitcoin, and CHSB, then you're going to start to understand that the price, fundamentally, the price of CHSB has something now. Until yesterday, it was a lot about, speculation and long-term vision. But now, fundamentally, we could really show that the CHSB has something. It has real juice. It has a real network, and it has real utilities to it. So we're going to see a very strong buying pressure, I think slightly before the Wealth app, and then hopefully and pretty sure during the Wealth app. And you know what, Juiced, it's Christmas, it's very soon, so you should definitely buy some. Referendums. I know you guys have been waiting this for a long time. We're running a little bit out of time, so I will go a little bit faster on this. Yes, Julinas. I mean, for sure, we need to do referendums. And apologies that we haven't had any referendums this year. It's really it's a pity, but it's just not that we didn't want to. It's just that we had to focus. And this next year we'll have some. We'll have an off-chain and on-chain maybe version. We're not too sure how we'll do it, but we'll be probably in the Wealth app. We like to do it actually in the future within the community app. So yes, we will have people the same methodology where people could vote on different projects and on maybe the new investment themes, for example. That's something that we have in mind that would be really great to see, after the SB5, what type of theme that you guys want, a proof of stake, a fintech one of utility tokens or different protocols. So that could maybe be a very strong referendum or something else, based on older questions, we could see something happening. And yeah, I think so, we will obviously always reward people for this meritocratic gesture of voting. I don't know what German means, but if your name is German, sorry, German. So for Orange, Elix Orange, no, the project didn't do an ICO, so the tokens that were sent, that don't have any utility. So it's as it is, that's the life of ICOs. Some of them do very well, some of them don't. With that taken into consideration, we're doing a study tomorrow for the press release. Out of 8,800 projects of ICOs, okay, only 2,500 actually raised money and did their projects. Out of that, today only 50 have actually done a product. So that's the risk of startups. Whereas that unfortunately sometimes you go into some and they die out for multiple reasons. And at least they're not dead at all, but they're not using your utility token as per se. Are you planning to release a portfolio of wealth products you plan to launch? Will there be more referendums to community to vote? I think I already said that. We talked about this. Great. This is the roadmap. This is our big roadmap that we had. We talked about 2018, 2019. And 2020 is really what excited for you guys. So 2020, as you guys know, is the launch of the Wealth app. And then the launch of new different products, which is very cool. Let's talk about this. The Wealth app referred to tokenization of assets. The SwissBorg plan, the white paper, sorry, referred to tokenization of assets. Yes, obviously. We totally believe that security tokens is a great offer. We don't have the license currently, but we will have the license then when we launch it. We're already talking with different ways to launch different commodity tokens, which could be really cool. And then we would like to apply essentially different, equity themes of investment through our Wealth app. That's more 2021, but yeah, we want to do that. And for NFTs, that is non-fungible tokens. Yeah, that is a very good question. I'm a big fan personally, and I think so. We should do something like that. I know that depends about the protocols, but I think so that could be a really cool way where you could store it. If it's then depends about which tokens it is. So, but yeah, I think so that I would like to do that. It's not in the roadmap right now, and I'll have to talk about to the essentially the infrastructure team, wallets teams, and blockchain teams to see how we can do that. But I think it's a really cool idea, to be honest. Coin King, my brother, Toronto office, did routinely hit her growth targets that she was set. So Routing has been really a fantastic ad. She really, she's really working hard, bringing great energy in the group, and she's really focusing on hiring more than growth per se. So she's been doing a lot of conferences on her spare time. But her real OKRs for this year was recruitment. My mom is asking how the Swiss company we're talking about is doing. I said great, but maybe you can give a better answer. Yeah, well, that is a good answer. I think so. Going great. Well, you could tell her that her, 2018 focused on governance model, creating the best teams in the world, and creating products. 2019 was focusing on the community app as a fun game to bring a lot of people into the wealth app, and more importantly about education, which is key element of the society. And 2020 is about, you know, all the visualization, all the hard work, all the sweats, all the momentum that we built out of these 3 last years is going to be unveiled very soon in 2020, and we're going to be super proud of it. So, Taylor, in other words, we are SwissBorg and we're super proud. Where do you see SwissBorg on the CMC league table in 6 months? Where do you see the company in 3-5 years? Great question, great question. So coin market cap, there's 2 things. Coin market cap shows the market cap that is traded. It doesn't really always show how fundamentally the company is strong, right? If we spend a shitload of treasury now buying CHSB, we could put it at 30-40 cents. And that probably you can keep it there if you invest like $2 to $4 or $5 million, and we could do that. But are we going to really create and change something? We won't. So it's always hard to compare. What are we going to be in the coin market cap? I know fundamentally that SwissBorg is stronger than many of projects, even in the top 100. In terms of market cap, we're still very far away from that, right? At this 5 million, where you have to be in top 100, maybe at least at 70 million maybe to be in that, or 60 million, not too sure. Well, it's hard to say. What I know is that when our token is going to be at 15 cents next year or the year after, but I presume hopefully next year, well, we'll be in the top 100 for sure. And that's really one of actually our OKRs, actually to be in the top 100 next year. So let's do that. 3-5 years. Well, to be honest, I'm not sure in 3-5 years coin market cap is going to be that big. I believe that the blockchain asset world is going to be really crazy, and I don't know how we're going to fall into that one. And I believe we're going to be in the not in the fintechs. We're going to be in the tech fin companies. That's going to change the whole league. And I really believe I'm very confident 3-5 years is going to be so different. We're going to have a real holistic wealth management solutions that will empower all of you guys to find your purpose in the investment world, and to real create and preserve your wealth in the best and the best and most transparent and fair way. So that's what I believe. Questions a bit on this side. Emily, hi guys. I think you'll be very well made a video explaining the functions of the wealth app, preferably before general release. Yeah, we'll definitely do that, Emily, for sure. Thanks for that. Entrecote, okay, I was wondering what the message was. What are the incentives taking station inside the wealth app? Yeah, the incentives, as you said, Juliana, is really to get free trading on BTC, CHSB, from fiat to BTC, or from fiat to CHSB. All that for free. Military grade, we're going to talk about that right after. And financial service like salary. Will be then able to use SwissBorg for any financial service like salary and debit cards. So right now, thanks Emily, we'll be more focusing on really investments per se. So payments will come maybe at a later stage. It's quite a crowded space right now, and we need to specialize. But hopefully, we will like to have payments as well. But that's not for right now. What's the primary target market for SwissBorg? Geographically, we are looking for Europe and Asia. That's the main markets. And yeah, but then, we're welcoming the world. We hope to have people from around the world, and, but the markets from my mind, obviously, there's Switzerland, Germany, Netherlands, Germany, France, Europe, Spain. Then there's Italy that's coming up. Hopefully, the Scandinavian countries, we love them obviously. We have more and more Russian users that are on the community app, so that would be a great market for expansion. In Asia, it's more the regulars, which is Japan, Korea, China, Philippines. Thailand could be a very interesting market, I think so, for us as well. And then we're made in Switzerland but owned by the world. So we're here for all the people, and essentially this millennials is really the target. So people from, or Generation Z as well for the millennials. So if you're from 20 to 45, you're in that target market. But again, today it's that. What kind of marketing tools do you plan to upcoming marketing campaign concerning wealth app? What are some active lead assignment? So essentially, we're doing obviously making viral videos. We're gonna have some of those cool ones after AMA and all things like that. Kryptonite's been helping us a lot to get some traffic. We're looking for campaign managers for CRM via emails. That's a big conversion tool we really liked using. There's display as well, so it's more like SEM and paid search essentially. And then there's you guys. I mean, you are the best way to essentially grow our network. You are the best advocates. Anyone who asked a question, anyone who's watching this video today, you're the person that will make it or break it. You are the person that is responsible of making this ecosystem grow much more as it was yesterday, and much better than it was tomorrow. And you really have to believe in the fact that we have to grow together. We have to visualize this together, where we're making sure that, you know, the way we behave, the way we react, the way we wrote this white paper, we're building this ecosystem. This is the best way to grow users. And the community app is a great way. You know, we have now 65,000 users, and we're having like 3,000 per week. So, you know, 2 months from now, hopefully that's, you know, another 25,000 new players. You know, we might get to, you know, 100,000 players by the end of March. You know, that's a great amount of number. And even if you have a conversion rate of 50% from that, that's 50,000, you know, people on the Wealth app, and 50,000 people that have CHSB tokens. It's awesome. So that's really on the marketing side. Yeah, so I just answered your question, Gerald. That much love. 50%, I think, so that'd be a good way. I know the team has different numbers from that, but 50% would be great because we need people to do KYC, and some people might not want to do that. How does adaptation in Japan? Alexander, great question. So Korea, yeah, we're looking for fiat gateways right now. So we really hope to integrate fiat gateways for Korean One into the Wealth app. Not as the first release, but hopefully at the second release. Japan, same thing. We'd like to do the Japanese yen eventually. We won't be able to actively market it though, only reverse solicitation, because we won't have the license for the time being. For the US, it's still a closed market. You know, it's a very complicated, defragmented market. You have to have licenses in every state, so we won't be there as per se right now. Community app, you guys have been awesome. All the guys have been working really hard for forecasting. We have 1.2 million forecasts. You know, we have so many people actually being active users right now. It's like roughly 14,000 people. That means been forecasting on almost a daily basis. So that means a lot of people are really sticky and playing this game, which is really cool. You know, we have a lot of people reading daily Bitcoin analysis. That's doing a great job by Bastien and his team. Big shout out to him and his entire team. You know, big shout out obviously to the entire team, to be honest. And you know, the cyber predictor is rocking. So if you guys don't know what to do and you want to, you know, advise your mom how to essentially forecast, just do what the cyber predictor does, and you'll make a great return on that. Can we withdraw our tokens? Yes, you'll be able to withdraw your tokens in the Wealth app if you pass the KYC, and then you do whatever you want. You can stay on the platform, hopefully, or if not, if you want to get out, well, you could get out. So that will be released very soon. Why you ban Indonesia? So we didn't ban Indonesia from our project. That's one first thing. I think so. What happened, if I run from the fraud data team, is that Indonesia, there was a lot of hackers that were doing essentially creating these you know, farms numbers. Essentially, anyways, they were doing a lot of fake referrals, and it was to a point where it was really hard to keep up, and we took that decision. But anyways, I will talk to the team, the product team, and we need to have the Wealth app for you guys. So, and I believe that Indonesia as well, I didn't mention it earlier, Anton, but it's a huge market, and And yeah, it's a huge market, and it definitely needs our wealth app. So we'll reopen the case. How will the platform work in the future? The community app. Well, you want information, you want to learn how to trade, you want to work for the DEO, you want to vote for the community for the referendums, you know, you want to participate in any way, a cool way into the ecosystem. Well, that's the community app. That's how we vision it. This is like a great gateway for the community and the tribe to communicate, work on different projects, and train themselves, you know, through the cyber school that we're having today for trading, but maybe tomorrow for other different things within the crypto market. And we believe it's the very good way to get into crypto, or to remain, but doing not like investments, real investments per se. It's more like you know, app that you could share with people. The wealth app is maybe not something you want to show in front of everyone. It's not something you want to read maybe your news on. It's more really regarding your investment and your old wealth management behind it. So we want to separate those two different products together. A little bit like Facebook and Messenger, right? They have two different products. They're both linked together, and they both have different goals. I hope I answered any questions. If there's something missing from here, please just go for it. Thanks, Cyrus, for the very kind words. It means a lot. The wealth app, our baby, our lover, our protege that we're working a lot. So essentially, what is the wealth app? It's the best gateway from crypto to fiat, and from fiat to crypto. And it's the best way as well to essentially make sure that you get into crypto in the best way possible. If you think about Coinbase, Coinbase was a little bit like the Microsoft, right? Like the one where everyone gets used to it, and you know, it's, you know, super intuitive in some way, but it's high prices. It doesn't have the VC. It has a VC back. It doesn't have really the blockchain spirit to it, right? And not having as well the cool stuff about crypto, and it's actually very expensive too. All these, like, you know, like Microsoft. Then let's say Binance. Binance is more like the Linux thing. Everyone loves Binance. I think so. It's an amazing company. It's amazing. Everything what they've done is amazing. But it's a really do-it-yourself type of thing. It's very complicated to understand, and you know, maybe some of you listening is like, no, it's not that complicated. It's like, yeah, for you. But for 99% of people, they're never going to go on Binance. That's how it is. And that could be compared to Linux. I have nothing against Linux. I think so. It's an amazing open source project. They've been competing forever with you know, the biggest in the world. But again, are you old guys on Linux? Maybe some of you, but 99% of people are like, Linux too hard. And then you had Apple, and that's what we're doing. We want to make investments as interesting, you know, as meaningful and as cool as few touches on a screen. You want to make that beautiful. We want to make that user experience great, but we don't want to do Apple prices. We want to make sure that actually it's very cheap, it's very affordable, especially if you have CHSB tokens, right? And that's how we really change from it. So we want to take the bests from Apple and the bests from, you know, our meritocratic way of conducting our network. And I think so that's what we're trying to really express today in our wealth app. And a great thing that you're going to have is one great feature, smart portfolio reporting. So we're really trying to do portfolio storytelling. A lot of apps, you go, you withdraw, you put some fiat, you withdraw some crypto, you know, you put some back, some crypto, you change it, and then eventually at the end you never know, you know, how much you lost. And we really working our, you know, our brains, and you know, making sure that no, we're really going to tell you what you've been losing, what you've been making, and we're truly trying to create a real dashboard where you have that smart portfolio reporting, this really great portfolio storytelling in some way. And something that we believe a lot is to have referral programs. So they're going to have a lot of great, cool stuff. I don't want to talk about everything on it because I want to make it some special, but really, really cool stuff. I'm pretty sure you will love it. Order management system. So you guys know what's our smart engine today. A smart engine is a meta exchange. You know what? Let's just show it. Like Marco was really cool to actually do a video. And this is about the CHSB token. This will not be in the report, guys, so please be attentive to this. So this is our order management system. Okay, so essentially what we're doing here is that we want to have a trade that does not exist. We want to go from CHF, okay, buy some. So this is whatever portfolio. We want to go from with CHF. We want to buy CHSB. So this today does not exist on any exchange, right? You have to go on Coinbase and then on different exchanges, and then hit BTC, and eventually you have to do like 3-4 manual trades to get there. Here, within few clicks, you see, right now I want to buy 15,000 CHSB. You see on the right side here, right? You see essentially what happens here, which is great, is that it updates automatically to see what's the best price. Right now, you say, okay, I'm pretty happy that I'm gonna spend 118 francs with 15,000 to buy 15,000 CHSB. If I'm okay with it, I send the order. The order is sent. Within that snap, the orders are filled. These orders are done in milliseconds. This is how powerful the smart engine is. And today, no one has a smart engine that's similar. What the smart engine did is not it only found the best price, it found the best routes. So what happened? It said, okay, how can I buy with Swiss francs CHSB? So the first order went from Swiss francs against US dollars, then US dollars against BTC, and then CHSB from BTC to CHSB, and all these on different exchanges. So our smart engine is plugged to a lot of different exchanges. It's like a meta exchange on top of it, and it's trying to find the best routes by the cheapest way to get access to the trade. And even if this pair does not exist, well, now it doesn't exist. So that's the beauty of it. It gets you best price. It's the fastest way of doing it, so you save a fair amount of time. It's the most secure way because you don't need to change each time. It's much easier to do it as well. And the best of it, it has infinite amounts of pairs because we're combining all the different exchanges. And NASDAQ created this a few years ago. And I think so this is NASDAQ 2.0. Because it's Christmas, and I said you guys should be rewarded for Christmas and Hanukkah and all the obviously spiritual holidays that goes with it. We created a video that will be launched very soon. This is not actually the video itself, so it's just we're making it, but we just wanted to show you a bit how cool the video looks like. So essentially the video we talk about why crypto is fragmented, why it doesn't work, and essentially what is the new NASDAQ of tomorrow. I really want to put in advance, how cool the new NASDAQ is and why are we doing this. So there you see Anthony essentially saying that in his life, trading for crypto for him has always been a pain in the ass essentially, and that there's a need of a one marketplace that could actually offer everything within few clicks. So talk about a little bit more about how we visualize the thing and how the smart engine is done and how Marco actually designed the smart engine itself with the entire team. And here I explaining essentially how we go from Swiss francs to was it Ripple or was it no, I don't forgot which one it was. I was going from CHF to Dasha. So it shows that within lightning seconds essentially we get to create a pair that doesn't exist in a fraction of a second. And this is, maybe it sounds just cool, but it's not only cool. This is game changer. This is a way where people, all the different platforms will love this. If you want to get listed on our platform, which we'll not do if we don't feel like the token is eligible for you guys, if we don't think that there's not a real blockchain case to it, we will not accept any project. But if we believe that there's fantastic projects out there and they need this, obviously we're going to help them out. And we'll be talking today to a few people, and there's a lot of people want obviously to get listed to this, and that's a great way. And there's not only the execution and fiat gateways, there's as well portfolio balancing that will be great with advanced AI that could really make sure that your risk management is the best way executed within your themes and index that we'll launch next year. I hope that was cool and you got a little touch of the smart engine that we've been working 2 years already, spending a lot of time and resources on it, but we're super happy and we're still working hard on it. And now, we're doing a great job. I'm really happy about the whole entire team on it. Thank you, Virginie, about the TEDx talk. If you guys haven't checked out the TEDx talk, please check it out. It's true. Thanks so much, love, Virginie. Decentralized finance is developing strongly. DEX will eventually take on increasingly important. Does the Wealth app and OMS have the possibility in the future of routes to the DEX? DEX right now, it's just not scalable. So eventually, it'd be super awesome to sit on top of the different decentralized exchanges and do the same thing. I love the idea. Not too sure how scalable it is right now. So, I mean, look at Binance. What is their trading volume right now? Though, they're still one of the biggest exchanges. So it's a hard one. I hopefully, see it in the future. Wishful thinking, yes. Pragmatically right now, no. So yeah, this is what it looks, the Wealth app. We're doing testing. We already finished Alpha 1 testing, so we will be able to do onboarding, KYC, deposit of crypto and fiat. We had mobile notification, and we were able to, the back office was able to look at all the KYCs, and all of that worked extremely well. They're now starting the phase 2 very soon, which is super cool. And the stage 3 is the beta. So all you guys that really want to go into the beta, please contact us. We really want to make sure that if you're in the beta testing, you have to do the job. You have to do all the recommendation, and there's a lot of different things that you have to go through. I'm pretty sure that you guys will do it very well. But we're going to bring in 50 people that will be doing the beta testing, and that will be in January probably. This is what we talked about. And then we'll have a second beta testing as well, and then we'll have not a lunch. Mariam, thanks you for the beautiful PowerPoint presentation, by the way. But the launch with the A on step 6, and hopefully that will happen as soon as possible. What time is it? It is 7 o'clock. I should be done, but it doesn't matter. I wanted to actually even do a cow and a lot of different things, but I don't think so we're going to have time. So I'm going to go very fast. Security compliance. Have an insurance? So no, we don't have an insurance right now. We could have an insurance though on our wallets. We're one of the rare companies that could have it. As of today, I'm not too sure where we're positioned, but we could have up to a certain amount of our crypto insured by the biggest insurance companies. So that is really cool. Would it be possible to have a second assignee to account in case of inheritance, Victor? That is a very, very good question, Victor. So we, as on the V1, no, but on the V2, that's already something that Christophe Vizeron already talked about, that we would need to do that. So yes, it will be taken into consideration. I will pass that on to the governance team, but yes, we will do that. How do you ensure the KYC AML on the tokens? KYC on the tokens? Oh, yes. So right now we are not doing it. We've looked at 2 different companies. I mean, there's a lot of companies doing that. One that we like very much is CoinCheck, sorry. And then there's other ones that are really good that do that. We will do AML. I mean, KYC is not really easy to do on the chain, but it's more AML per se. Because KYC is, there's no digital IDs per se today, huh? But we will do AML on transactions that are bigger. Like if tomorrow we get like 50 BTC, we will look at all these big transactions. But for the smaller ones, not really. What is the percentage? Oh, no security, very important one. I don't know if I should say this today or not. Okay, guys, we got 2 big licenses for Europe, which is really cool. So this is very big news. We got out of Malta. The reason is too complicated. We didn't believe that the jurisdiction in Malta was the right one for blockchain. They had a lot of hope, but then got into a case where we were not very confident that people understood our business model, and yeah, a lot of people got out of Malta for different reasons. So we are now officially allowed to interact in terms of custody of blockchain assets for over 140 countries in the world out of Estonia. We got a license for custody of wallets and as well as fiat and crypto exchange. So that's amazing milestone for us. We got it this last month. It's super exciting. So obviously we'll be hiring people in Tallinn. If you guys are in Tallinn and want to help us out, we will have positions over there. It's really great. We're very excited, yeah, I think so. For us, it's a big game changer. We're super happy, and I always loved, to be honest, Estonia as well. They've always been so advanced on regulation and on all the digital world essentially. So big news for that, which is very cool. Product solution, what are the percentage of self-balance index, and is May still a reasonable deadline? Okay guys, I know that you always want to, so May is definitely not a good deadline. I don't think so. We're not communicating any deadlines anymore. I know everyone wants deadlines, it's just that deadlines are not reasonable in terms of software. Hardware, you could do releases and say when the hardware, but software is so difficult that there's so many factors that we never, we see this as a backlog, and then when you go on the backlog one, then it's the iceberg that just goes down and down, and it's very hard. But yeah, we are definitely launching them next year, no doubt about that. Which stablecoins will be eligible? As per se, well, we don't really need those stablecoins because you can go from crypto to fiat with, again, that, and the transaction cost will be very small, or will be free pretty much for people that will have CHSB tokens staked. So there's not so much need for there. We don't believe that we're going to bring in some at early stage. However, if there's I don't know, we can't get it, let's say, I don't know, there's a big stable coin for the Russian ruble and we cannot get fiat from there, well then maybe we'll launch in terms of in fiat, we'll have at least a stable coin that could replace it. Can you explain the free structures on the Wealth app? Yeah, so again, most of the fees will be free for Bitcoin and CHSB for people that will have CHSB tokens, and then trades could go up to 2% depending what you're doing, essentially from fiat to crypto. So that's pretty much what it is. How will they reduce by holding staking CHSB? Yeah, so already answered that one. Free for Bitcoin and fiat and CHSB for you guys. Rewards will be a bounty program with what will be the mobilities. Yeah, for the beta testing, I presume there's a bounty program. Not too sure how that's going to work. Agnieszka, which is today really responsible for the QA, I would talk to her, and with Anthony, he would know that. Would it be necessary to transfer our CHSB to Wealth app to benefit from the utilities? Will it be possible to benefit from the utilities by leaving our funds on an external wallet ledger type? No, we believe that it's better for the interest of everyone to have the staking only be if you actually put it on our essentially on our system. So we would need people actually to leave it on the Wealth app. However, you can withdraw them whenever you want. And the great thing is that I didn't talk about security-wise. What is the biggest problem we have on crypto adoption? Is cybersecurity and user experience, right? And cybersecurity is the biggest pain in the ass. Why? Because if you lose your private key or someone steals it, well, you're pretty much fucked. So we thought, how can we find a solution where there's actually no private keys? And we partnered up with a company that today has MPC, so it's multi-party computational algorithms that actually reduce takes the private key, defragments it into different safekeepers that essentially you could not hack one system, but you have to hack multiple systems at the same time if you need to, in order to get that private key restituted. So MPC, check it out. It's the best way. No one actually has it, and we'll be offering it actually on our Wealth app, and we believe it's the groundbreaking. Everyone in the industry is looking at HSM and ways to have the best hardware solutions and bunkers and all of that, and I don't think so that's the right way. No one believes in the right way because we believe it's the software where you get always hacked, not the hardware. And that's why we're very, very, very happy to say we're on MPC. Check it out. It's amazing. We'll communicate in the future next year. DAO, I don't know if Stan is here or not. Stan, you're here or not? Maybe you could call Stan. Stan's gonna come here very, very, very shortly. I'll just answer. China is developing their own cryptocurrency. Yeah, this is great. Yeah, exactly. Jane Borg's great question. We have all these tech fin happening, right? So all these companies working with different, fintechs, and it's a very good thing that's happening. And same for Calibra, same with different things. And the great thing is today that it helps. It'll help decentralization. It will help, user expansion, and all these guys will definitely create something great. There's my brother here, my friends.
Hello, guys.
It is Stan. So Stan, as you guys know, you've been working very hard on the DEO for the past few months. People obviously will recognize him or not, or actually know his name at least. So maybe talk a little about the stats and what is the DEO? I mean, why are we creating the DEO?
Okay, firstly, we want to really thank all the current active members contributing a lot to building the full ecosystem.
Right.
So recently we achieved a good milestone, which is the fully autonomous way of the DAO.
Right.
Making sure that all DAO members can participate and contribute actively to many missions and campaigns.
Exactly, yeah.
Today, roughly, we have around 30% of members active, so meaning that they accept the mission in the DAO and accomplish the missions.
Right.
Recently, we opened actually the Crypto Report 2019, which is a really cool milestone to achieve all together. Maybe you can talk about it later.
Yeah.
Roughly, it's super. It's a really cool job that we are doing today, and really thank to all the guild master and all the active member. I can't thank you all you guys, but especially GM, Jerry, Michal, Oti, Magneto in the Crypto Report, and many more.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really always fascinated by how collaboration happens in such a fair way through blockchain, and I think so. The DEO has really that great spirit, and how people could freely work from their homes and collaborate on one idea, one great project, and swarm in and share their knowledge. I think this is really passionate. It's really something that touched the bottom of my heart, and I think so, Stan, you've been loving it too, no?
Yeah, so much. So today, I mean, like the project of SwissBorg DAO, it's in let's say 3 phases.
Right.
The first one was like to create, let's say, a prototype that you have today. So it's fully functional, but it's not the best stuff. It's still a alpha stuff. But with this platform, like people and members can collaborate and work all together in a distributed way. So we mean like we have people from Nigeria, we have people from Vietnam, Switzerland, US, Europe, everywhere actually right now. And that's the first phase. The second phase is going to be to add more actually decentralization in the DAO itself,
right,
in the system. But as we know, the first phase is about gathering the people, gathering the members, and making sure they can like build with us, with SwissBorg, the DAO,
right?
Not on our side, and then we ship the product and it's done. It's really like a collaborative, actually work and building platform.
Right. Yeah. I always say that the DAO for me is what really shows how we were going to reshape the world, and how our values would be communicated, and how our community could get engaged and rewarded at the same time. And the crypto report 2020, I think so, is a great way to crowdsource a lot of ideas. Not only say, okay, the analysts or the finance guys from SwissBorg are going to do it, but it's actually all of you guys. So if any of you are contributing into it and writing articles already, yeah, big thumbs up for that. And if you're not and you're interested by doing it, well, you know how to get access to it. We'll post a link underneath this video as well if people want to check it out. And yeah, thank you, Stan. I mean,
thank you guys. Thank you very much. Take care.
Fist bump like Alex does. Kryptonite South.
Cheers. Take care.
Cool. Thank you, Stan. By the way, I totally forgot about my SwissBorg happy hat. Doesn't this one look cool? Don't I look really sexy like this? Okay, let's guys. We're running out of time, and I really have to. We involve it more and more autonomous and more projects where people could actually bring in their own ideas and share it to the world, and together you actually take the network. We don't say like what you should do in the DAO, but you say like, okay, this is what we want to do together, and we're totally fine. We say, you know what? We trust you with the guild masters and other people regarding, based on your seniorship and how much time you've been working on the DAO. You just take it whatever direction. If you want to do a crypto report, if you want to do like another report, if you want to do a picture, if you want to do movies, I don't know, whatever direction you guys think that it will help our ecosystem to gain more traction and to have more cool stuff and fun products, then it's up to you guys. Okay, these are the random questions. So it's time for the Santa Claus questions. So what inspired you to create SwissBorg? Bardia, that's a great question. I think so. Purpose. Everyone that is listening here, you should have a purpose in life, and your purpose is not to be a salesman. It's not to be a CEO. It's not to be an engineer. It's not to be. That's not your purpose. That's your tools. And as a kid, when I was growing up, I always wanted to create, a tribe around myself, and a tribe where, not based on color, religion, not based on geographical but more on beliefs, on things that actually, on ideologies that we together could actually reshape the world, and it is possible. People think it's impossible to reshape. Of course, it's possible. Everyone has been changing. Everyone that really had good ideas or bad ideas, unfortunately, were able to gather people around the table and around today YouTube and around a network where you could actually change it. And I started working in banking for 10, 12 years, and hedge funds as well, mainly hedge funds actually. I thought that investment was cool, but I was doing it for the wrong reason, for making money or for making money for the richer people. And I was like, didn't really find there. And when I got into rabbit hole, as people in the blockchain world, and understood what it is, it's like, okay, now I could actually change finance forever, and I could actually spread it to everyone that wants it. It's not like for everyone who doesn't want it, but for everyone who wants to be inspired by finance and wants to create his own wealth and participate in a very fair, transparent ecosystem. And find as well his way of investment, right? I always think about investment 3 ways: profits, people, products, and people, right? These are the 3 ways that you should invest. Well, you want to see if it's profitable or not, right? If Bitcoin, you want to buy it, maybe it's at 7,000, you hope to get at 9,000. But then you want to understand how to use it, right? You want to see that having Bitcoins in your wallet is actually having a bank, making sure that you have your gold wherever you are. If there's crisis, you have to flee, if whatever people want to rob you, if your bank goes bankrupt, you have those Bitcoins. That's a great product to have. And then when you understand that the people or the philosophy behind Bitcoin, you understand that this philosophy enables you to actually freely be able to trade, send money abroad to wherever you want, maybe Bardia, for example, to Iran, or to whatever country, or to whoever you want, and you believe in the decentralized matter, that's why I thought about SwissBorg and say, okay, Bitcoin was the first step. Now what's the second? The second step is the CHSB token, and this is really where I strongly believe where we're creating this new, ecosystem, which was based on a great meritocracy, and that's what it is. When the moon, we're not going to the moon, man. I'm super sorry. I think so. We're going to Mars or Jupiter or whatever. But yeah, moon was 2017-18. We missed that ride because we didn't want to maybe get to there. But we're going to Jupiter or Mars, whatever one you want. But we'll get there. Very, very confident. Super confident. What's your favorite quote? What's your favorite anime character? Oh, shoot. What's my favorite? Okay, well, we're talking about the moon. What is it already? Targets the even if you target the moon, you land among the stars, something like that. Or was it something like that? If you target the moon, you land among the stars. So always, essentially, the quote was try to reach for the moon. If you miss your targets, you will land among the stars. That's what I have in mind. And going back to the moon, that's exactly what I have, which is that you have to have very high expectancies of whatever you do. You really have to reach hard. They have to be realistic as well. But as Bitcoin says, I'm targeting the moon not because it's easy, but because it's hard. What's your favorite anime? Well, the favorite anime has to be, rather Aladdin or this guy, actually. He's just right here, so this guy. Son Goku, obviously, for me, has been inspiring forever. I love this guy, and even have a sticker right on my next to my table. So that's for sure. In your recall, you wrote constantly playing Atari and Nintendo video games. Which were your favorites? For Atari, my favorite was, so when we grew up with Alex, I was born with an Atari. I don't know if it's good or not, essentially. And we used to play, I think so I played like Pong when I was like 2 or 3 years old. So that was one of my favorite Atari. Nintendo, ooh. Kung Fu was really a good one, but Zelda, I'm not too sure. There was Zelda and Kung Fu, not too sure which one. What's the best tips for ongoing students? What general rule exists to become successful as you are? So first, thank you very much for that question, but I'm not successful. We are successful. That's very different. I'm nothing without you guys. I'm just another, just a voice that you feed me, and I just talk like a cyborg. So as the quote said, always target the moon, because worst case scenario, you land among the stars. And for that, prepare to shoot for the moon as well. Prepare to shoot for the moon. You always have to work 5 times harder, but more importantly, find your purpose. If you find your purpose, then it's easy. There was a lot of things at school I sucked at because I didn't like it, didn't like the teachers. And then there was courses where I was always the top first person because I loved it. And when you love, you never count. And when you never count, you just excel. And you have to reach very hard. And more importantly, you have to be with the best people. When I see every coworker on my right side, on the left side, behind in our open space, I'm always like, oh my God, these guys are the real. And when you are with these best team players, not the toxic like people that you don't trust, but really the team players that are amazing, well, then you really understand, that these guys are essentially the best guys in the world. You really understand the fact that that's what defines you the best. It's really by working with the best people. Is there any other questions, or are we good? What is the sentence you liked every SwissBorger to say during this year's of Christmas dinner? We are SwissBorg, obviously. And find your purpose, and make sure that you're really working hard on making what counts the most for you. And I think so that's something that we should always remind ourselves, to be humble, hard worker, and vision yourself somewhere which is amazing. Regardless where you are, sometimes you could reach the bottom, it could hurt very much, You could look at people, you could feel jealousy, you could feel you're envious. Doesn't matter. What you have to have is make sure that you focus on what you want to do and then work as hard. People will always tell you that's not going to work, this is that, this and that, and they're going to try to bring you down because it's so easy to bring people down. How many people send me shitty messages? When does the teachers be token? And why don't you use scam and this and that? And I understand them. You know, some people are disappointed, but that doesn't stop me in anything. Detractors always reinforce me. The more shit you throw me, the more I dodge it, the more power I take from it, the more I'm envious to actually demonstrate my will, and I think so. That's a great thing, and you should always make sure that you're in the right track, and that's what I always try to do, and take it with a big smile, and make sure that you're happy enough, and you're fortunate that your tribe is happy as well. I think so. This was a long AMA, 1 hour and 20 minutes. I really hope that you guys liked it. I know this sounds maybe a little bit crazy, but maybe for the last 10 minutes, okay, if I'm going to be a little bit late, but doesn't matter, you guys could maybe go on Kahoot. Oops. So guys, go on kahoot.it. So the people are looking at kahoot.it. We're going to do a live Kahoot. It's going to be really cool. So with your mobile or your computer whatsoever, you go on kahoot.it. And then you put the pin code 5305592. I'll just make the thing much bigger. Okay, sorry for that, it took some time, but this was not working well. So, it's Salut Penny, merci de regarder, c'est gentil. So 5305592, this is a very fun game. Essentially what it is, it's going to be 7 questions. If the winner wins, he's going to be, the 3 winners that will be in it will be in the beta testing, that's for sure. So it's going to be very easy questions, 7 questions. You have to answer as fast as possible. I'm going to put 5592. This is a very fun game. Essentially, what it is, it's going to be 7 questions. If the winner wins, it's going to be the 3 winners that will be able to do the beta testing. That's for sure. So it's going to be very easy questions. So are you guys already in it or not? Okay, that's cool. Should I wait maybe 1 more minute? I'll wait 1 more minute for it. So it's going to be a very easy one. Set of questions. Essentially, it's going to be, maybe 7 questions. It's going to be very, very easy. I'll wait last 1 more minute. It's about blockchain facts, and the 3 winners of this competition will essentially, well, I'll wait a bit. So, and then I think so. If there's any other questions I didn't answer, is there anything I didn't answer? That's pretty much it. I'm very well. I'm very happy. Forgot to tell you guys. I'm extremely happy. I'm super excited about the Wealth app more than ever. I'm super excited about cool having that Bitcoin thing as well that matches my T-shirt. Okay, I think so. Jacuzzi is in that too. Cool to have you, Jacques. Jacques is our product owner of the Wealth app, so you should ask all the questions to Jacques, and our head of design as well. Okay, for the people who are a little bit delayed, I'm really sorry, but I think so we need to start because people are want to play. Okay, I'll wait 1 more minute. Okay, well, I'll wait 2 more minutes. Sorry about people already in the queue, but I think some people have been watching the video a little bit, not at the same time it started, so unfortunately it takes more time for them to get into it. But the good thing is that we have this beautiful music that is so guys, yeah, let's make this happen. Siad is there. Okay, guys, I think so. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're live, guys. Emily, cool to have you here. Okay, let's start it. Okay, 7 questions you guys have to answer as fast as possible, okay? What is an ICO? That's an easy one. Crowdfunding on the blockchain, IPO, International Concert of Olympians, a scam. Okay, I think so we're having a problem here, unfortunately. People are really much delayed. If you guys are delayed, please fast forward, because if not, you're not going to be able to answer as fast as possible. I'm really sorry about this. So fast forward as most as possible. If you're just hearing this, fast forward it, and then you'll get to what it is. Jacuzzi, well done, 0072. Who created Bitcoin? It's the easy one. Oh, can't see it. Satoshi Nakamoto. Oh shoot, wait, sorry about that. Okay, it's getting slightly better. Again, please fast forward this if you haven't seen it. Fast forward as fast as possible, like that you could get the live questions. I will wait a bit for the next one. So obviously it's a group of people. It's not Satoshi Sakamoto, it's Satoshi Nakamoto, and Kei Gazawaki is the guy from it's the guy from Apple, which is actually nothing to do with actually yeah, Bitcoin. It's a guy who created the best like venture capitalist pitches and things like that. Okay, next question. Oh, sorry, before getting to the next question, who is winning it? Yes, George is back. Abu Fazel, Borikalo. How much did it cost the first pizza purchased in BTC? Obviously, it was 10 years ago. Or no, it was 9 years ago. 10 years, 9 years ago? It's 9 years ago, yeah. So was it 1,000, 5,000, 1 billion, or 10,000? You know, it's a rough one. Everyone's gonna say it's 10,000, but no, it was 2 pizzas purchased for 10,000. So each pizza was actually 5,000. That was a tricky one, I do believe. Daniel, well done. Daniel from Brazil. Well done. What's the most famous protocol for building tokens? Is it Ethereum, Ripple, EOS, Bitcoin? That's a little bit tricky one. What was at least the most famous one until, let's say, today, and has the most amount of tokens? Ethereum, yeah. Bitcoin, Bitcoin, there is colored coins, but there's very few projects on it. Ripple, no, Ripple doesn't build any. It's not a platform. It's Hyperledger itself, so it's a private blockchain, so you don't have any dApps. Sword, well done. It's changing a lot, guys. Okay, 3 more questions to go. How is a DEO different from a limited company? Limited company makes more money. Limited has a legal backing. DEO has no stakeholders. DEO has a better alignment between users. Well done, guys. That was a good one. Yeah, DO has better alignment between users because there's no shareholder, so it's a much better and more I would say it's a 10 times better approach because there's no difference between token holders and users itself because it's the whole same thing, and that's what's great about it. And it has as well no limit. Limited has a legal backing, where DO is more based on the network, so it's a more philosophical one with tokens. Oh, Siad is on fire, man. Siad, it looks like you're on Tinder. 2 more questions to go. What is SwissBorg community app? An education game, an investment game, a dating game, a football game. It is an investment game. It is not a football game. Come on, guys, you know that. And it's not a dating game. I mean, who knows? Maybe one day. Siad is on fire, guys. Last question. How can you win SwissBorg Community app? No, what can you win? Sorry. What can you win on SwissBorg Community app? Bitcoins, Lambos, CHSB, parts access to the World app. Okay, guys, we have Lambos. No, it's not a Lambo. It's not a Lambo, that's for sure. So who's won? Who's number 3rd? Prugi, well done. You are Prugi. Julieta, well done too. And who is the winner? Is it gonna be Siat? Well done. You guys have all been qualified to be beta users. Thank you very much. I will take a picture of this to make sure that I will not forget this. Actually, I don't need to take pictures on YouTube. Really well done, guys. That is very, very well done. I think so. You guys did an amazing job with that. I will just shut the music if you guys don't mind, even if I love that music. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for making this AMA. I hope I answered all your questions. I really hope that this was exactly what you guys expected. If this was what you accepted, please comment like that. It has more traction. Share it to your friends. Share it to any token holders that you think that should listen to this. If it happens that there's some question that weren't answered, just post questions, to be honest, into the thread. I will try to answer them personally. I hope you enjoyed this, AMA. I always want to make it a little bit fun. From this, what you have to know is that next step, we will have a token holder report. It's really well done. We put a lot of effort in it. It's something what you see already in the right now during the AMA, but it'll be put into PDF, so you guys could have a check on it and enjoy it. For the DEO, as you guys know, it is time to make parts of the wonderful team that are creating the Crypto Report 2020. Anyone who wants to do it, tomorrow we have a big conference press with Zurich. We'll have a presentation that will hopefully follow a lot of different articles. Alex did one extremely well yesterday. It was really, really interesting to add, and there's already 2-3 different articles that were shared, like this one and another one as well, and private banking thing. So yeah, I'm always super excited to talk to you guys. I hope we could do that more often. For the next holiday season, guys, I wish you all the best. I hope that you will stay with your loved ones and that you'll have enjoyable times. I will definitely myself do that. Yeah, really looking forward to talk to you again. We will definitely have multiple launches in different countries for the Wealth app. So we might do that in your country. We'll like to have some help if we go to different countries, and I'll be touring around. Most probably Alex will be doing this as well. And yeah, guys, much love. thank you so much for everything, and for all your hard work, all your love, and all your great thoughts. Please take in consideration that each time someone writes me a message, even if I don't answer at the same time, I always look at it, I always read it, I think about it, and I always put SwissBorg at my first priority, and make sure that we will prevail, and we will become the rock stars of blockchain, and of the new technology finance companies of tomorrow. So again, from the bottom of my heart, love you guys. This was great. Let's do this again, and see you soon. Bye.